In today's list, we're breaking down 10 SUVs that left their owners disappointed, from unexpected reliability issues to underwhelming real-world performance. Some looked like winners on paper, until reality hit hard. And stick around, because one model in the top 5 might shock you. It's from a brand you'd never expect. Let's dive in. At first glance, the Genesis GV70 feels like a dream come true. Sleek design, powerful engine options, high-end interior, and loaded with tech that undercuts European rivals on price. But fast forward a year or two, and reality starts peeling back that luxury veneer. Many owners report software glitches, random warning lights, and touchscreen bugs that seem oddly frequent for a premium vehicle. Some have even seen electronic gremlins lock up infotainment or create issues with driver assistance features. Not ideal when you're paying $50,000 plus for what's supposed to be a smart SUV. Then there's the ride. While the GV70 handles sharply and feels sporty, the suspension can be punishing over rough roads, especially with the 21-inch wheels. Combine that with tight rear headroom and a surprisingly small cargo area, and daily practicality begins to suffer. Worst part? The brand's still new to the luxury game, so resale value isn't holding up like a Lexus or BMW, leaving some early buyers with a stylish SUV they can't wait to get rid of. Sounds crazy, right? A Toyota on a list of regret-inducing SUVs? But hear us out. The Toyota Venza came back as a sleek hybrid crossover, positioned between the RAV4 and Highlander. It offers excellent fuel economy, a smooth ride, and a premium interior. On paper, it's a win, but owners quickly discovered a different story behind the wheel. First, the Venza suffers from style over substance. That sloping roofline might look elegant, but it kills headroom and cargo capacity. The rear seats feel tight, especially for adults, and good luck loading up anything bulky in the back. Next is the powertrain. While it's efficient, it's also sluggish. Many owners complain the Venza feels underpowered when merging or climbing hills. And because it's a hybrid system borrowed almost entirely from the RAV4, it doesn't justify the premium price. Some also regret trading in their older SUVs for a Venza, realizing too late that the driving experience lacks engagement. The AWD feels light-duty, and visibility is compromised by the narrow rear window. For something that promised upscale Toyota refinement, it ends up feeling like a compromised fashion-forward gamble. The Mazda CX30 is praised for its sharp handling, upscale interior, and refined driving dynamics. But here's the catch. For a lot of owners, the honeymoon phase ends fast. First, size matters, and the CX30 is tight. Really tight. Rear legroom is cramped, cargo space is borderline useless for families, and even taller front passengers might feel a bit boxed in. People often bought this expecting a compact SUV experience, and ended up with a jacked-up hatchback that compromises practicality. Then there's the infotainment. Mazda insists on its rotary controller setup, and while it feels premium, many owners hate the learning curve. Something as simple as changing a playlist or navigating menus becomes distracting, even dangerous on the move. Also, while base models feel underpowered, the turbo trims deliver plenty of punch, but at a price that pushes dangerously close to luxury brand territory. And once buyers hit that price point, they start wondering, why didn't I just get an Audi or Lexus? A stylish SUV that tries to do a little of everything and ends up disappointing buyers who expected more space, more power, or more sense. GM positioned the Buick Encore GX as a more premium compact crossover, something nicer than a Chevy, but not quite a Cadillac. And that's exactly where the problem starts. For many buyers, the Encore GX feels like a half-step product. The interior looks nice at first glance, but quickly reveals hard plastics and cheap-feeling controls. The 3-cylinder turbo engine delivers decent efficiency, but it's noisy, laggy, and leaves many owners wondering where all that premium went. Then there's the tech. While Buick loaded it with driver assists and infotainment features, many users report sluggish response, Bluetooth issues, and randomly crashing apps. That's frustrating when you're aiming for a semi-luxury experience. Also, while it's marketed as a crossover, the Encore GX doesn't feel very crossover-y. It's cramped in the back, the ride is firm, and road noise creeps in, things you wouldn't expect from a brand that's trying to be comfortable and quiet. What sounded like a budget luxury SUV turned into a regret purchase for many. especially when they realize the resale value tanks quickly and dealer support can feel more Chevy than Buick. Subaru fans had high hopes when the Ascent launched. It was supposed to be the brand's ultimate three-row family SUV, rugged, spacious, and packed with all the Subaru DNA people love. But for many owners, it quickly became a mechanical letdown. The biggest complaint? The CVT transmission. Owners have reported hesitation, whining noises, and even early failures, and that's not cheap to fix once you're out of warranty. Some Ascent units have even had full transmission replacements before hitting 60,000 miles. Then there's the engine, a turbocharged flat-four that sounds promising on paper, but tends to burn oil at an alarming rate. Multiple users on forums like SubaruOutback.org and Reddit detail frequent oil top-ups between service intervals, not what you'd expect from a modern family SUV. Add to that some fit and finish issues, water pump failures, and frustrating infotainment bugs, and you have a vehicle that feels rushed to market. Despite its safety features and AWD system, a growing number of owners regret choosing the Ascent over more proven three-row options. The Kia Sarrento turned heads with its aggressive redesign and promise of upscale features at a midsize price. Turbocharged engines, captain's chairs, hybrid variants, it all looked great on the brochure. But once buyers took them home, issues started popping up. Let's start with the 1.6-liter turbo hybrid and 2.5-liter turbo gas engines. Both have had reliability concerns, including reports of overheating, stalling, and turbo lag. Owners also complain about rough shifting from the dual-clutch transmission in stop-and-go traffic. It's great on open roads, but miserable in the city. Inside, while the design is eye-catching, there have been several complaints about creaky panels, thin seat padding, and infotainment systems that occasionally freeze or reboot mid-drive. The third row is more symbolic than functional, barely usable for adults. And while Kia's warranty is strong on paper, some users have reported dealership pushback on claims, especially related to transmission and electronics. That's a headache you don't want when you're just trying to get your kids to school. Bottom line? The Sarrento lured people in with style and features, but many are now realizing they traded long-term reliability for short-term flash. Yes, a Honda. And yes, some owners do regret buying the Passport. At first glance, the Passport looks like the perfect, rugged yet comfy SUV. It's based on the reliable Pilot platform, offers a strong V6 engine, and boasts Honda's build quality. But for many, it's not living up to the badge. The most common complaints? Ride quality and refinement. The suspension can feel overly stiff, especially on rough pavement, and wind noise is unusually loud for a Honda in this class. Combine that with the lack of low-end torque, and some buyers felt the driving experience was surprisingly unrefined. The infotainment system has also been a sore point. Laggy responses, random restarts, and a lack of physical volume or tuning knobs left some tech-savvy buyers annoyed, especially in a vehicle priced above $40,000. Add to that the fact that the Passport's design hasn't evolved much since 2019, and many owners feel like they bought a Honda Light version of something more capable. Some even say they wish they had just bought a Toyota 4Runner. At least then, they'd know what compromises to expect. On paper, the Infiniti QX50 should have been a serious competitor to the Audi Q5 or Acura RDX. It had a bold new design, luxury features, and debuted Nissan's groundbreaking VC turbo engine. A variable compression engine meant to deliver both performance and efficiency. In reality, that engine became the QX50's biggest regret trigger. While innovative, the VC turbo feels laggy at low speeds and inconsistent in power delivery. Many owners report jerky throttle response, noisy operation, and underwhelming real-world MPG, which defeats its entire purpose. Paired with a CVT transmission, the driving experience ends up feeling more like a compromise than a breakthrough. Inside, while the cabin looks upscale, the dual-screen infotainment system confuses more than it impresses. Owners describe it as outdated, glitchy, and not user-friendly. Plus, resale value is dismal, not surprising for a luxury SUV that never quite nailed its identity. Despite its premium badge and bold tech, many buyers walk away from the QX50 saying the same thing. I should have gone with Lexus. Chevy brought the Trailblazer name back, hoping to capture young buyers with a subcompact SUV that's stylish, affordable, and tech-forward. And initially, it worked, until owners started realizing what they actually bought. The Trailblazer's biggest sin? Performance. The standard 1.2-liter three-cylinder engine is severely underpowered, and even the upgraded 1.3-liter struggles with highway passing and hills. Acceleration feels sluggish, especially with passengers on board, and the CVT only makes it worse. Build quality also raises eyebrows. Interior materials feel cheap, road noise is noticeable, and several buyers report rattling trim pieces within the first year of ownership. Even the touchscreen, while modern-looking, has lag and frequent connectivity issues with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. But what really stings is the price creep. Option it up just a little, and you're dangerously close to bigger, better competitors, like the Honda HR-V or Mazda CX30. And once owners realize they could have had more space, better performance, and stronger resale, the regret hits. You'd think an affordable compact SUV with Mitsubishi's rugged image would be a smart buy, right? That's what many buyers thought, until they spent a year or two living with the Outlander Sport, and the regret started piling up. Let's start with the powertrain. A sluggish 2.0-liter or 2.4-liter engine paired with a loud, droning CVT. Acceleration is painfully slow, especially when merging or climbing hills. And despite its compact size, the fuel economy isn't exactly impressive either, which defeats half the reason people buy small SUVs. Inside, it's even more underwhelming. The interior feels outdated, with hard plastics, a clunky infotainment system, and minimal sound insulation. Many owners report excessive cabin noise on the highway and a ride that feels unrefined compared to modern competitors. But the biggest sting? Long-term reliability and depreciation. Despite Mitsubishi's claims of a strong warranty, many owners experience recurring issues with electronics, AC systems, and premature wear on suspension components. Combine that with terrible resale value, and you've got an SUV that's cheap up front, but costly in the long run. It's a classic case of you get what you pay for. And for thousands of owners, the Outlander Sport turned out to be a purchase they regretted almost immediately. If you're in the market right now, this list could save you thousands, or at least a massive headache. Let us know in the comments. Did you ever regret a car you bought? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching.